I'm with my good friend and co-host, Lewis Scotland.
What's up?
His
Hi
channel
guys.
is in the description. And I'm also here once again, with our
Just
guest,
got a
Max Smith.
notification.
Hello.
Welcome, guest Max Smith. First of all, been some news. Have either of you seen about that LGBTQ or whatever they're called,
I
Poppy?
have.
Yeah, it's massive at the moment that loads of people are complaining about on Facebook and Twitter and all that
It's
sort
a
of
bit
stuff.
like I saw it first on someone's Snapchat. One of them passion rants about how evil
Yeah.
it is, and
Oh yeah, I've seen someone do that.
I
yeah,
don't know if it is sort of good though, because obviously there must have been gay soldiers.
of
Do you know what I
course.
mean?
But I just
Yeah, but they have a whole month to represent them,
but
Yeah.
where they only have a minute basically. Remembrance, where everyone's silent.
doesn't Remembrance include the gay soldiers? Just because the soldiers were gay doesn't
Yeah.
mean
I
that
don't think.
they're
Yeah,
not included in the
that's true. That.
Remembrance. It's like it just seems unnecessary.
Because in that case, they should have one for women and like all specific stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like there should be a
They
poppy
don't
for
have a
every
white one,
type of
do they?
thing in the
Yeah, I
wall.
think this just shows again how gay people make it such a big deal that they're gay when in reality no one really cares
But it's
anymore.
it's becoming like that in feminism where it's more tipping over the balance. That it's not
Yeah.
really equality; it's more dominance.
I know what you mean. But
That's
yeah,
just
this is
my
another
view. But
example of like how it's
Th-
just
yeah,
getting a bit silly now.
it's like when does it become
when
too
the fun
far?
stops.
It's like we don't go around going, "Oh, I'm straight. We should have a straight poppy badge and stuff."
Yeah,
Like, yeah, okay.
No
imagine
one
if there
get
was
that joke.
straight awareness. How fucked up would that be?
Yeah.
Like, that would be the end of the world. So, I mean, it's just, I feel like there's an imbalance now. Like, it's gone from one way where, like,
Mm.
gays don't have a way of representing themselves and anyone in the LGBT community. And now, on the other hand, they are, like, mocking in a way. Like,
Yeah.
I think that taking the piss a bit.
yeah, I don't think it's fair, personally, how people, like, how is it fair that someone in the war, the whole point of the poppy, the specific colours,
It's
represent,
represent the bloodshed.
yeah, exactly, but taking that away, then what is it? It's like, how offensive would it be if someone went to the Twin Tower Memorial and put some like rainbow sticker on it? It'd be ridiculous. Everyone it'd be a public outcry. And why is this any different? Like,
I think it's the fact as well how it's all glittery, the
Yeah, it's almost
badge
trying
as
to make
well.
like it
Yeah,
glorified type
yeah,
like
yeah,
thing.
exactly. It's
They're
they have
trying
like
a
to
whole
make it
month
like
to
a
talk
positive
about it.
thing that we're trying to remember. It's not at the end of the day,
Yeah.
is it?
it's like the whole point is the awareness of the soldiers, and whether they were gay, they're still
I know,
It
but
representing.
not
has no
everyone's gonna be
relevance.
about
Has no
sexuality.
relevance.
Has no relevance. I mean, don't get me wrong. At that point in human history, we weren't um, let's say up to
Yeah,
date.
their argument is that oh yeah, in the past we were misrepresented, but obviously that's
Yeah.
not today. Like the
That's the
I
women
past.
know.
vote, that's a
They
massive
didn't have to
thing.
get through it.
It's the
They're
past, isn't it? So it's ridiculous
we're
that
trying to be too nice at this point.
I know.
exactly. It's like when does it get to the point where it's just plain offensive to have
But as a
that.
white male, I can't say anything's offensive.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because you're in
because we're the
society.
problem.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, apparently
because
we're the
exactly.
problem, even though they're misrepresenting the poppy, which
Yeah, I've just realised that if we ever got big,
massive
people would probably
staple.
have a go at us because we're all white.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you can't say anything. You have it
Yeah.
all good, and
But
you're
that's
like,
not
well,
fair, because that's misrepresenting our opinion, and our
There
opinions
are
are all the
middle
same,
class
apparently.
black people, middle class gay people, and who have the same rights or even more as than us.
it's got to it gets to the point where they're literally getting more passage than us. Like if I get pulled over, I can't use the excuse, oh, it's because I'm white. But if a
Yeah.
black person gets pulled over,
Yeah, that's so
they have
true.
that escape route in a
Because it's
sense.
like you can just say it's racism.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
can't say it's racism about white, because who's racist about white people? Well,
Yeah, and then
that's the
yeah, they
thought
say
anyway. That's
yeah,
the thought
If
anyway, even
anything,
though
it
that's not
gets
true
the
at
other
all.
way. Like black people go around like saying, "Oh, white people, they're so dumb and
Yeah,
that,
white
man."
people are so boring. That's like the thing they always say.
It's ridiculous. It's like,
If no one minds, no one cares about what colour skin you are,
Well,
what
my
sexuality
problem
you
is
are.
they're allowed to say the N word, which is like a, do you know, like it's a vulgar term, but why would they
Yeah,
want to say it to themselves? I don't understand why they want to, do you like diss themselves type thing? I don't really know how
no,
to say it.
because they say it's their word. I mean, yeah, I guess, but they are making a big deal. Like people who say, "Oh, but it's their ancestors that had to be slaves, not them." I could say that because technically mine did, but I don't give two shits.
Yeah, technically, mine did as well, but
Yeah,
I can't
we
join
don't
you on this
care.
one, but I get the point. Like, I don't see
You never
like
know.
it's
You
something
could have been
to
like white slaves,
exactly.
whatever.
yeah, I doubt it, Lewis.
Like Roman soldiers or something. I don't know.
Giant chat. I feel like we've
Shut
covered all
shit.
ba- I feel like we've covered all bases there. I think we've done a
That
pretty
was a
good.
good one. That
Yeah. So to conclude, pretty fucking stupid.
next topic.
Next topic.
What's the-
So the Stormzy. Did we see what happened there, boys? We done a.
The Stormzy. Oh, the Grenfell with the MP and stuff.
Jacob
That's
Rees-Mogg.
exactly
What was
filled
his
with
name?
Jacob
Rees Morg.
Rees-Mogg.
Is that the
Don't you know him?
politician's
Jacob
name?
Rees-Mogg,
Yeah.
that's the politician. And
Yeah.
basically, for any viewers which don't understand, basically, Rees-Mogg said that the people who died in Grenfell were stupid and could have escaped.
Should have had the common sense to escape the environment they were in, even though they were told to stay in there. So they ask us to trust in their power, yet they can backtrack on it, which
And
isn't
to
right at
quote
all.
what
Lacked
Stormzy
common
said,
sense. That's just so vile to say to someone who
it's
was
grim,
burned
innit?
It's
alive.
quite condescending as well.
To
Yeah.
which Stormzy replied to his statement by calling him a piece of shit and an alien. And
What's he said
I'll,
to this in response?
I think he apologised, but I'm gonna get Stormzy's tweet up now and read it out for anyone who hasn't seen it.
And if you
But
don't know what Grenfell is, I think you do. It's basically
Grenfell.
Grenfell, a tower, flat, loads of people burned down, and
London,
loads of people died.
like a load of people died. It was awful.
72 people died.
It was a massive disaster. So I'm gonna read Stormzy's tweet out now. It was, "Oi, Jacob Rees, you need to resign. You're an actual piece of shit. I beg everyone watch this. MP Jacob Rees-Mogg, in a nutshell, saying Grenfell victims should have common sense to escape. I can't believe this cheek. Fucking hell, these politicians are actual aliens."
They don't understand the struggles.
This,
The people
Yeah.
that had to live in Grenfell, because wasn't it like a benefits sort of house? Am I wrong
Highly,
there?
loads
it
of
was,
immigrants in
yeah,
there, so
Max. It
clearly
wasn't, it wasn't like
it's all they could get.
richest area, and
I'm
it's
just reading
awful.
something here. Did you know that 55 of the 72 people that died in the fire were told to remain in the flats by firefighters?
Yeah,
Then they
said
get
Exactly.
that.
sent. Yeah.
It's like it's awful how just because like they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was a burning thing. The wood in the building wasn't up to regulation standards, as found out later, and that's not
Hmm.
their fault. That's that's the government's fault because it was government owned. So
And the massive problem is there's loads of buildings like that at the moment that they
Hmm.
say are being closely monitored, but who's actually regulating that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Who's regulating that they're watching them buildings?
how does
What if
that
they go
work?
up in
What
flames?
yeah
What's going to
exactly.
happen?
What are you gonna do if someone like leaves the oven on or the gas on by
Wasn't it
accident? I don't
a
think you can
massive
regulate that.
asbestos problem as well?
Yeah, it was really like legally the building was poor, like it really shouldn't have been there, and the people should have been relocated well before that. In fact, people are still struggling to find homes and they're constantly moving
Aren't they
after
in
Grenfell.
temporary housing at the moment?
Still in
Wasn't
temporary
that was
housing.
years ago?
That is ridiculous.
Grenfell
Years ago,
happened.
Grenfell.
The
Still
date
temporary
was it was
housing.
the 14th of June 2017, and
Oh, so over
the
2 years ago. Fucking hell.
72 deaths, another 70 injured, 200 to 1 billion worth of property damage. and somehow all that money. Now this is what I don't get. Companies get bailed out. Like Thomas Cook, um, when they went bust, they
They
got
had 2 million, didn't
billions,
they? They got
billions
two.
came back in order to fly everyone back. Yet these people are still in temporary housing, and it would have only cost 1 billion, half of what Thomas Cook was given to rebuild. That's ridiculous. So a travel company has been chosen over people's lives, people's houses.
Yeah.
Livelihood.
People who were on holiday have been paid to get flying.
But
And miss our business teacher was saying how good the planes were they got to fly back on
Yeah, I know,
as
like
well.
Singapore ones. First world problems in it, really,
did you
boys.
did you hear about that girl that was in the tower and then 2 days after or something she did her GCSEs and
Oh
she
yeah,
actually
in her
did really well?
pajamas.
Yeah, she had no clothes or anything and she just went in and did her GCSEs and
It's mad
smashed
that,
them.
and it just she had, yeah, I remember that she was that
It
dedicated.
shows that she wasn't taking no for an answer.
It's just, and it's mad how after all of that, Rees Morg could still say that they needed common sense to escape. Like her, I swear it. I think that girl in that thing. I think her dad died. So it's like common sense. Is that really what you should
Common
say?
sense kind of goes out the window in that scenario.
Stormzy saying that they're
You
aliens
just
is the
can't do what you're told.
perfect way to put it. They are aliens. They don't know. They have no clue about the struggles of life. They're so the all
But
politicians.
alienated, exactly.
Yeah, I think there's a stat saying 83, 87, something like that percent of politicians come from upper class backgrounds, and it shows. It really shows.
It's like when Alfie Days did that living on £1 a day challenge.
And he literally spent
He
about
just he just shit on people. He's like, oh, I can't use my ice because that costs money. Fuck off. And then he went to town and he spent like 80 quid on some shoes. He's like, well, that's not part of the budget, really, is it? He's driving around in his car and he's like, well, that's not really part of the budget, is it? Well, it fucking is, isn't it? Because people have to live on that £1 a day. Yeah, prick. It's so dumb. And he was like, oh, we're just not going to count tap water.
Yeah, you know
He's
you have to
so
pay taxes
distanced from
for
his
that.
audience.
I
I'm
didn't know
I'm
he's kind
happy
of
that he
dying
got
now, though, isn't
fucking.
he?
I'm
Yeah,
kind of happy that he got
who is
fucking
Alfie
rinsed
Days?
for that.
Who the fuck is Alfie Days?
Alfie Days, he's the person that goes out with Zoella,
No,
but
no,
he has a
no. I
massive
know who
channel
he
still.
is, but
I was gonna
He's
say.
who
rhetorical.
is he? Like,
I didn't know you were fucking rhetorical.
you know, the Grenfell was built in the 1970s, and it's funny how it burnt up when it was recently renovated. So it was
That's funny, that.
renovated, yet they couldn't put money into fire prevention and stuff.
Well, even the people that were quote unquote fine, they're still gonna have asbestos in the lungs,
Yeah, oh yeah,
potentially having problems in the future.
it's a serious health concern.
And then people need to be watched, but who the fuck's going to be watching them?
No one's
The
watching.
NHS, you know that place where they're running out of money apparently.
It was if you look at Grenfell, it wasn't it was it seems too little, too late. The whole it wasn't up to regulation standards. That's normal.
Does
yes.
does anyone know why he actually brought up that topic? Like the MP brought up the topic,
I'm not sure. Probably
I'm
in a
not. Yeah,
debate.
it feels like
or was it just a conversation in the House of Commons
If Stormzy's heard about it, I'm not
about
sure.
what they need to do? No, because the House of Commons is always broadcast on the BBC Parliament website, so there's people watching like
Yeah.
what's it called? The news people always watching it to find fucking stuff like the Sun, so they
my
can
question is, why
expose
do we
them.
want people like that, controlling what happens with our
People who
country?
don't care.
That are
They
so
don't care.
distanced and
They don't.
out of
They're not
touch with their
connected.
actual country.
The UK itself is so behind in moving forward with everything. Look at the US. I mean, the US. Don't get me wrong, gun laws are a bit
The
questionable.
Supreme Court and stuff is all quite upper class as well.
But my
But
point
the
was
justice system has a lot of people that are lower class.
the US in terms of like it's more forward thinking. Like I mean, we're in the UK. We still have marijuana completely illegal despite its medicinal purposes, which is ridiculous.
Uh, I'd have to argue that that's not like a lot of countries do have it still illegal, but as a first world country, you would have thought we'd be one of the
I feel
first.
like we need to advance a bit. I feel like there's a lot of countries
Move with
which
the
are
times.
moving forward with it, but the UK have literally just not budged. I mean, apparently it's like estimated to 2022, but I just think based. Remember that lad, the one who was gonna had like that severe epileptic symptoms, and he needed cannabis oil to treat it, and there had to be a whole court debate for 2 weeks. In this 2 weeks, this kid's in agony, obviously, having seizures all the
Mm.
time. Second, he has this cannabis oil, completely stops. The medicine behind it is it's a marvel, and the fact that it took 2 weeks to finally decide that's what that kid needs is poor.
Well, they have budged on the CBD, like you see that more commonly around
I
now.
get that. Recreational use, I understand how there's a lot of procedures and they need to like
Regulate it.
regulate exactly, but when it comes to medicinal, I
It
really
should be
think it's
just a
taking the piss now.
commonplace.
Exactly, like
Uh,
the UK. Don't get me wrong, US politicians ain't much better, but the UK ones are so out of touch.
On a more light note, can I just say, have you seen Keanu Reeves' girlfriend?
Oh yeah, he came out officially, didn't he?
oh yeah, first girlfriend in decades.
Yeah,
It's
because
not well,
all
it's
of the other
obviously
ones have died and stuff.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's had some like real ones. I swear, Alexander Grant's the one from. She was in a film called Red, with.
She seems like a nice lady.
She was in Red, with Bruce Willis. If you've ever watched that, it's a pretty good film. Max, I
He's
watched it with you. And
55? I didn't know that.
I can't.
he looks very good for his age.
Yeah.
He's someone who I'd like let lead my country. He's a
Mm,
very like
nice guy.
he's a very nice guy. Have you ever seen him in like interviews? He's just I think someone asked him in an interview what happens when we died, and he went, "We're missed by loved ones." Like
Mm,
he loves dogs. Like even in John Wick, where he's like some murderer, he still like has this love for this dog, and it's just
yeah,
like he's so much special, Keanu Reeves, and he's
just
someone
a
who's
nice
he's
guy.
very down to earth. He's in touch with, despite obviously the fact that I think he's
I
wait,
think
let
it's
me
because he's
check
had
his
such
net.
a hard life.
Yeah, he's
He's gone through so much.
he's been through a lot. Um, but despite the fact that his net worth is estimated at 360 million, he still is so down to earth and in touch, very understanding of people's situations. So respect to him. I think he's one of a kind, and we need politicians
Can
like him.
I just say that that politician has apologised twice now, like
I
a
just
couple of
feel
minutes
like
ago or so.
it's just something like you can't go around saying stuff and then just apologise and expect it to be fine.
I
It's
know.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You said it, you meant it. Just because you're getting backlash, now you apologise. That's not how it should be.
He's just so inconsiderate of the families that lost people.
It's just so poor. The fact that you could even say that, even like imply that, is ridiculous. It's mad. I just think like to have the audacity to do that, it's just fucked up. Lewis, did you want to say something?
No.
Oh, I just went on the group chat and saw you did, so you know.
Oh yeah, no, that was about the that was about the Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Fair
Oh,
enough.
shall I talk about some shocking things
Go for it.
that I found? Oh fuck. Oh yeah, about fireworks and dogs. One of these things. Dog so stressed by fireworks, her eyes popped, and she went blind, and her eyes are grey. And there's loads of
Wait,
other
I
things
saw a
has
about.
dog that
anyone
had
seen the
died of a heart
petition
attack.
to get them banned? It's the signature only needs like
Oh no, I don't think
100,000.
she's
It's
getting
got
banned. I just
250,000. No, it's only for like
No, the
customers.
100,000
For
thing
displays,
only
they're still
means
only
that they
allowed.
will talk about it
no.
in the
I just think
House
they
of
should.
Commons.
You know what I think they should do? Create like a soundproof thing cage for dogs to go into on that night. because then
Well,
we
why
can
don't you
still
just
have.
put them in a room, like in the bathroom that's
You
in the
can
middle
still
of
What
the
we
out.
house?
usually do is
Trust
we just
me,
put them in
because
like the kitchen and leave the radio on.
as you know, my dog Ted,
He's a rebel, so he wouldn't probably be bothered
he's a
by
bit
it.
no. Ted hates them. He hides under the table and cries all night. And he won't come
Oh,
out. And no matter what
I
you
just
do,
sat with
he
Skylar
just
and cuddled
cries.
there and
Because
played some
dogs
music.
have more sensitive ears. I just feel like with fireworks, I feel like they're just
And they don't know what they
unnecessary.
are.
We're literally celebrating some guy trying to kill the king or something. It's
I don't even
like
like the
Yeah,
royal
but it's
family
funny,
as
isn't
well.
it?
I
it
don't even like
is.
the royal family. I do think there's something
Guy
comforting about the
Fawkes.
fireworks though.
No, I like them. I agree with you. I feel like we should have some like maybe a place you can go which is completely soundproof, something like that.
Yeah.
You can take your dogs because I just feel like we have dogs and we want to look after them, and there's some people that don't want to have the dogs cry all night, or potentially have a heart attack and die, or have their eyes popped out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Ban fireworks? Don't.
I don't think we should ban them, but I do agree that we should have some measures in place to
Yeah.
make sure the dogs don't get scared.
How about stray dogs as well? Who's looking after them?
No
Hmm.
one. They probably just have heart attacks.
Another thing about
Well,
dogs, which is really sad: 5 puppies killed in an acid attack
in
by
where?
owner's relative. Um, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have
Oh, the
to.
5th dog was named Deadpool. But yeah, it was in England.
But I'm gonna
That's
have to
so
hit you
sad.
with some breaking news. I've just got on my Twitter feed and it's on the Metro as well because in our podcast we like to keep up to date with news so we
We
can bring
are.
it to
We're
you
like
straight away.
a
And
hungry
I'll have to
news
change the
channel.
title for this one because it's very interesting.
Oh, go
Several
on.
injured as the Piccadilly Theatre ceiling
Oh, I
collapses
saw that.
during
Yeah,
a
on Metro,
performance.
and
The
It's on breaking on Metro.
A ceiling fell. Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw the breaking and I looked straight away. People have been evacuated from a London theatre performance tonight as part of the ceilings collapsed on people.
I've always been scared of like being in theatres and them falling.
What?
Is
The
that
the
not worse for
ceiling.
you?
This is... Whoa.
Apparently, it sounded like the roof came down and
Well,
everyone got
it would
evacuated.
sound like that if it did.
Yeah, exactly.
Thankfully, only a few people suffered minor injuries, so that's good.
I'm
Yep,
gonna
7
have a quick
injuries.
look at the video.
That's ridiculous.
That's quite scary.
Just
Yeah,
watch the
there's
video.
no videos of it happening. There's just a picture of the part in the roof missing and all the people evacuating.
Mad.
That's interesting. Like, imagine you're just chilling watching. I think it was called the play was called Death of a
Death of a
Salesman.
salesman.
Yep. And then the ceiling just you're just there sipping your drink and the ceiling falls on you. Like, imagine if
Well,
more fell.
boys, I
Like,
guess we're not going to cinema again.
no, it's a really old theatre, so it wasn't like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've just seen the dog so stressed by fireworks thing. That's poor.
scary. Pet serial killer steals puppies and kittens and throws them to their deaths on roads.
That's disgusting. I've literally,
You know what
I've
sad
just
thing is?
seen
There's
that.
fucking sick people in the world, like what we see on films.
Yeah, like you don't
That is
want
something
to.
you see in a film. Like
Yeah.
sociopath type thing
There
to
are
do.
some twisted, sick people.
It scares you, but you've also it's hard in it.
Yeah, like when that crackhead, like there's some ruthless people. Remember?
I feel like this makes me more in touch with the world doing these podcasts. Like, I feel like just by
Keeping up to
I'm
date.
more
reading
up
the
to
news,
date
like I feel
now.
like I know
Yeah,
a lot of things now.
just talking
We
about
were
them.
actually meant to do this for economics, but
Yeah, well, we're doing it for a podcast
why?
because as you do. I mean,
The boys, the boys,
I feel
the
like
boys.
I feel like it helps with. I mean, I do.
I was thinking as well, loads of podcasts have little intro musics.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Like we will be airing soon.
we
And
are
then there's,
literally
like,
just sat in a Minecraft room.
I feel like, oh yeah, don't worry, this isn't permanent, by the way. This is just
Yeah.
while we wait to get a little studio.
This is why we wait to get studio sorted if we get bigger,
Yeah.
Like,
But,
Donate today!
so yeah.
Don't worry, we are putting our own money in. I put a fiver in, so
Yeah,
don't worry,
I've,
guys. It's not
I've
like we
got
don't care.
25 quid, so I'm gonna invest in that. So yeah.
what we're working towards. I think we should just get some microphones
Well, I mean,
and
we've
we'll
got a
just
nice
use our
Well,
sofa.
we
We've
earphones.
got
could
a
get
nice
how much are
sofa.
snowballs actually?
For like 40 quid. No,
Just
we
cheap,
want
but like decent. I don't want shit mics.
Snowballs are
snowballs are
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Blue ice snowballs, yeah. If we get a few of them, have them attached to that sofa I have in my room, Max. We'll have that, and then we'll buy
Oh
some
wait,
lighting.
is there some at Curry's? Because Prince discount.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Hey.
I'll go in
Actually,
and
I'm
have a
just gonna
look.
go on Curry's website and look at microphones. This is actually a topic for another time. Does anyone want to start another topic? FaZe
Yeah, go on, Max.
Jarvis. FaZe
Oh,
Jarvis.
good one.
What's this?
Basically,
That he's been banned for cheating on Fortnite.
but he's only like 14, 15?
Is he the one who makes all the shitty sketches?
No, he's really
Yeah, he
new.
is.
He's
I'm
really new
not.
to FaZe. He's
Yeah,
17.
he's so
Um,
annoying him.
yeah, he's he's only 17-year-old. He's one of the best Fortnite players, and he's been banned for life for cheating. And there's a very emotional video.
What cheat?
Uh,
Well, really, I don't feel bad for him if he's cheating.
yeah, well, he's crying his
He
eyes
was
out.
doing aimbots.
Well, he fucking serves him
Um,
right then, doesn't it? Because
Yeah, a
he's
lot
the
of
type
people
of
are
person who ruins
defending
the
him
game.
based on especially when you're competing for money.
Yeah,
Oh, he said he didn't use them in
scumbag.
competitive play, but there's no proof of that.
I think he's a scumbag, and I think he deserves everything that's coming to him.
I just think especially when you're competing for money, I think it's a
And he
really
made
poor.
20 grand from his apology video, and people feel bad for him. That's a joke. 20 grand. That'll be us.
I've been banned from Fortnite. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Well, you're
And he
not.
was crying in his thing.
Yeah,
He got
no.
loads of publicity for crying, so he actually made money off
He's
crying.
literally only crying because he's banned, not because he's sorry. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he don't care about what he's done and other people like games he's ruined. It's just the fact that he can't play anymore.
Like
Scumbag. Don't feel
he,
any sorry for
the
any.
context was he didn't use
criminal.
it in competitive. He basically just did videos using aimbot, and it wasn't even on his account. It was just a fake account where he did aimbot. But still, when you're a high influencer, like the guy had 2 million subscribers, and I just don't think it's right that you should be promoting that, especially in a competitive game like Fortnite. People compete for money, and if you're showing to your 2 million subscribers how to hack, then
Hmm.
you deserve to be banned. Like
Guys, yeah, he's not setting up a good example.
you're
Yeah.
Oh,
manipulating the position you're in.
guys, this will be another tag. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
I'm a celebrity. 2019 lineup confirmed.
Interesting.
This is a very
Is this
hot
not a
topic.
topic
Do you
for
want me to read some of them
another
out?
day?
I feel
Oh.
like we could fit it in this video, but it won't get the. Well,
I think we should do another podcast tomorrow and
Yeah,
star
do you want me to take a
I
thingy
think
of
we
the
could. I think
article?
we could do one right now if we ended this one here and started another one, so we
Yeah,
can
should
re-tag.
we?
I would do that.
I reckon we should. Because
Okay.
that's
Well,
two videos.
thanks for watching episode 2. We would continue with this and make it a double long one with the new.
Oh,
stories
shout
we
out
found,
to
but-
Luke Rawlins. You'll see him in the comments of the first video. Go
Yeah, thanks for
subscribe
that.
to
Thanks
him.
for the
He's got
motivation,
no
dude.
videos, but thanks for the motivation, yeah.
You know, we're starting new. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
on in literally about 5 minutes for another podcast, because we can't put that many tags in this one, and we
Yeah.
want to separate the views, get another video up there. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching.
And
See you later,
Bye.
guys.
See you in a
see
bit.
you in the next one.
Ta-ra.